And I'm curious, did you have this story in mind, or was it the location that was important first and then the story arose?
I never left Galicia. I mean, Morocco is a neighbor country, and I always came back. And I pass. This is an abandoned village nowadays. So I really like to go there and to write or read. I mean, it's my base, we'll say. Uh, so yes, probably that space is the main reason. I did this film. In fact, I have another projects there that they are not about cinema. So we can say that my life is that place. No, I mean after, if we ask ourselves what are the reason or the main inspirations to make a film, it's very difficult to say. There are different things in parallel. So first I wanted to come back. I I really wanted to shoot, to express the values of the people of this mountain, that were very important for me. I mean, I remember my grandparents and their values, the way they lived there, and this humility, this acceptation and detachment. No? I remember when they were speaking to me about their life, their tragedies, and they were talking to me about very tough moments of their life, death and emigration. But I was very shocked, even if I was child, because they were telling me all these stories with a lot of, with a tone with a lot of acceptation, with like if they were telling me things has to be like that, no. Um, that is something that I try to do in other films, this kind of submission, no. After, I also wanted to shoot the fire. Like a Galician, I'm quite affected, but this wildfires in Galicia, that they are very a problem, and it's going worse and worse. And also because I'm a photographer, I like the fire itself, I mean, a lot of reasons. Also, I wanted to make a film about someone who is guilt, and to try to understand him, not to judge him. That is something that I do a lot in my life. No, I think so. I think we make films sometimes to explore regions or sides of our personality that we really need to work on. So probably because I'm not very tolerant, I had to make a film about tolerance. I think we are not tolerant, no?
To varying degrees, some more than others, maybe.
Yeah.
Did you know Amador and
No, I did
Benedicta?
a casting. It's the first time I do a casting in my life. I always shoot my friends, and yeah, when I saw Amador, was clear for me. He has this sensitivity and his sadness in his face. He's very feminine, mysterious. He's I don't know. He has a spiritual scar, no, in the face. He's habitated, um, sensitive, but he doesn't have the tools to live in this world. A little bit
In between.
in between, a little bit outsider. No, was clear for me. Because I wanted to make, always, you want to make an essential movie, so you need someone who is really habitated, like I say. And with Benedicta, I had more doubts because I was very touched because a woman of 80 years old came to a casting, and want to participate on a crazy movie, with fire. I mean, it's quite beautiful.
Yeah.
In fact, she was serving the film all the time with a lot of loyalty and professionality. But she has a strong energy. She was very all the time speaking. We did tests with both of them, and she didn't let Amador to speak never. I mean, she's very interesting. She's a master, and she's an amazing woman. She immigrated to Brazil. She has an amazing life and a lot of wisdom. But I didn't want it a spectator to read the film on a psychological way or pseudo-psychological way. You know, I mean, if she was very strong, most of the spectators will read the film on a superficial way of, okay, she's like strong mother castrating the son, and I didn't want it this liar. I'm interested in psychology, but I don't, and I'm interested in psychological movies, but I didn't want it to make one movie like that.
There's a lot of nuance here. It's like you say, there's so much that they embody in their physicality and in their face, and that's it's left for us to read in many ways. You know, there's his guilt, but his want, you feel like he wants to reach out, and yet there's an isolation, and there's a real interesting play on gazes, I think, you know, between the mother's gaze on the son and then the villager's gaze on him when he returns. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was the challenge, to make a film. I mean, I was very lucky to find them, because without people like that, you cannot make a film so essential, you know, with only glances and few words. And it's always risky. You don't know how it will work until you start to shoot, you know. I mean, about the first scene you asked me, no? About the first scene when they meet.
Yeah, but there's that sense all the way through. Like there's an ambiguity, I feel.
Between them.
No, but just in terms of him, because you feel that pain, but there's also a strength there. Like he's protecting himself.
Yeah, it's a very, there are a lot, it's an archetype of rural Europe, you know. It is, how do you say in English? Célibataire?
Someone who's single.
A single son, you know,
Yeah.
who is living in the countryside, but the world is going too fast, and it's too hysteric and crazy, you know, and he doesn't have the tools for that. And in fact, I really like the lead jacket he has, you know, that evokes subtly that he went to the city and came back,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
and used this jacket to go to the cows, you know.
Yeah.
I lost.
That's okay. I'm going to open it up really soon, but I just really like to talk about the cinematography for a moment, because Mauro Herse did a phenomenal job, and you really sense this engulfing landscape, but also just the mechanics of shooting the fire. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, we did examines to be firefighters physically and theoretically. We wanted to shoot the fire in the middle of the flames, and so it took time. And also for me legally was not possible to do that. I really had to make pressure in the region of Galicia, you know, with the politics. I mean, it helps that I had 2 films in Cannes, and that I really wanted I making a film in Galicia. And so we were on a 4x4 waiting for fires with someone from the production in the region, in the base where all the alarms arrive, and so they were telling us where the fire were, and we.
How frequent are these fires?
It depends the year. In fact, the year we wanted to make this film, the life. I mean, when you shoot very near life, you know, I mean, when your films are a little bit excessive, or they are dealing with reality, you know, and are very without net, we'll say, like you really feel how life is talking to you. And always in my films, I need to make a proof. I need to experiment what I want to make on the film. To be more clear, I wanted to make a film about his humility and acceptation of these people. So, so the life was telling me, okay, so we'll see if you have acceptation. So
You were being put to the test.
I mean, the thing is that we wanted to make a film about fire, the year of Galicia, with less fires of all its history. You know, it was raining all the time. You know, in summer. I mean, so we were like, no, it's not possible. I mean, every year there are fires. Every day, like a lot of fires. Um, so I think we did the test. I mean, we quite accept. It was the end of the money, the end of the insurance, the end of the days. I mean, it's like we have to close this film. You know, we shot it the winter, the spring, and so and it was very strange, bizarre to really want a fire. You know,
I can imagine.
you know, it's like come on. We don't want fires, but I have to finish my film. So no, I mean,
You didn't
yeah.
cause this fire.
No, no, no. No, but people thought that always, yeah.
You know, film about guilt. No.
Yeah. I mean, I think filmmakers, we are thieves, ladrones, thieves,
Thieves. Yeah,
thieves.
sure. You steal.
We steal from life, but it's justify the work we do if we give back to life with more life than before. That I don't know if it's something that happens. I don't know if my life happens. You know, I mean, if the case of my film, but we have to. It's normal to steal, no?
Are there questions for Oliver? Yep. In the middle right there.
They are fans from Leonard Cohen.
If the cows are.
Fans. I don't know. I'm sure a cow inside feels something when. No, I'm serious.
Yes?
That was a great movie.
She's a. No, don't worry. The cow was my neighbor's cows, and it's funny because I come back and I cross them now. You know, when I go there, it's strange, you know, because I know the name of this cow is Careta, and I know her very well. I mean, I'm watching her, but she doesn't know me, you know. So I cross her a lot of times, and it's like, hey, Careta, and she doesn't care of me, you know. She's like.
And she is credited. The first line of the credits are the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Beautiful cinematography and beautiful, beautiful music. Thank you. My question was about how you filmed the fire, which you were explaining, but can you talk a little bit more about that? Were there any firemen around you? Was it just your crew, your group?
So first.
Scary.
Yeah, I mean, first we did tests for 2 weeks in 2017. We didn't know if film will be si le film allait être périmé, abîmé ou
So it was shot on celluloid, and so they were afraid that would affect the film and
the
ruin
film,
it.
the
Yeah.
lenses, you know. I mean, it was the first time that someone was shooting on fires, you know. And so when we developed the film and we see how it was in celluloid, we knew that, I mean, was the good path, no? Fire has that, you know, that is very beautiful and cruel at the same time, you know. So after the second year is when we did the same thing, but with our actors, these 2 young firefighters and the neighbors that they are trying to save their house. In fact, this shot of their house is a set. Is the only fiction shot of all the fires film. We did is a mix of set and digital effects. So I mean, we didn't know if firefighters will accept us. You know, I mean, we were shooting them and disturbing them too. You know, so but they found us very crazy. You know, that's why they really respect us. You know, like these people, they thought that. And they say to us that we really needed to make this film, you know. They were like touched by that. You know, look at these people, you know, coming here to the fires, waiting with us, you know, and I mean, so they help us a lot. You know, was beautiful to work with them.
More questions?
The horse, for example, is a horse that I really wanted to make a scene that really resume all this pain, no, of a fire, no, all this. And so I wanted to. I asked to several associations, animal associations, to tell us when they're gonna find a horse. And so they found one week before that this horse that could not move. I mean, was very very ill. They in 1 week, so he restored his energy, and we make a little bit of makeup on him, and we shoot that scene. I mean, each scene is very different the way we shoot. You know, sometimes you are like a hunter. You know your the goal. A hunter knows what he wants, so it's very precise the way of working. But most of the time you are like a fisherman. You know, like with the cane and waiting for a fish, and probably there is no fish, you know? Or probably you arrive to an ocean, you know, that there are amazing fishes that you never seen before, you know, with strong different colors. And that's what we felt when we were, sorry?
Find the fish.
We find the fish, yeah.
Yes, right here. So the question was that
Yeah, that's it.
she detected some skepticism about the building of the new houses for the tourism.
A little bit, yeah. In fact, is one scene that I really don't like too much when he says that. It's like I don't recognize him, you know, or the idealization that I have of Amador, you know. He says that it's not. I mean, it's not a glance from the countryside, because people from the countryside are happy that tourists come. They are desesperated. They are alone, you know, no future on that place of Spain, of Galicia. But he's like half. He's an outsider, so he has his own point of view. I think he's very complex, Amador. I like that. You know, some people tell me that he's sad, that he's suffering, but from another point of view, someone who is able to take care of his mother is someone who is really, really free. I think, if freedom is made on how you have your relation with your ego, you know, I think he's quite free in that way, and we can also touch his love by his mom, you know, even if silent, no, but they love each other, you know. I think. Those are my intentions, and probably are not on the movie, and it's okay.
Yes, right over here.
Good. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, you know, when you have a son, sometimes your son is ugly, but is your son. So you say, is the most beautiful son of the world, you know. And this is the same thing with my village, you know. So, I mean, I always say to the people, you have to come, and they come, and they didn't find it beautiful, but, you know, for me it's extremely beautiful, and it's a place where I want to live. And
But the landscapes are stunning.
yeah, because we did a good job. No, it's very beautiful. I don't know. I like that place. I mean, it's I cry with the people. They are very beautiful, humble, and I think we are not more sensitive than in other places in Galicia, but the nature is so strong that nature sculpts your ego and makes you understand that you are small. every day, and at the same time he's giving you secretly, he's giving you a kind of serenity, and so you feel you are small, but you are okay. I mean, it's okay. You are not like contemporary modern human being, you know, like afraid of, you know, of the death, or, you know. So I feel that all the time when I'm there, and these people are my masters, you know. I really want to sculpt my ego like theirs. I hope.
What is the population of the town, the village?
So Galicia have like 3 million people, and the village has, I don't know. I mean, it's 100. I don't know. Not that village. I mean the area.
Yeah, wow.
The area. Yeah, it's very abandoned.
We have time for one more question. Yes, right there.
I think it's I don't know if it's a metaphor, but it's the idea of love. I think, you know, for me, it's to stop this real wheel of pain, you know, of suffering. You know, I mean, it's to love is to love someone who to make the effort to try to love someone who probably you don't want to love, or you know. So it's to understand that, you know, that. And I think, yeah, it resumes the film a little bit. Also, probably what the bulldozer feels at the beginning of the film, you know, when they stop in front of this huge eucalyptus, you know, they feel something. I don't know, respect or the dignity of this tree, and they stop. No, I don't know. I wanted to make a film that. At the beginning, yeah, you start to judge him, you know. I mean, you are like on a kind of dialect. Between the goods, the evils, the guilt, the innocence. I mean, but I wanted to that the spectator at the end understand everybody. You understand the neighbors. You understand they are tired, they are desesperated. You understand Ignacio. You understand Amador. You understand his mom. You know. I mean, you understand, you feel, sorry. Understand is an ugly word to use when we are talking about art, you know, to feel. We feel that, I hope. Art is a mirror, cinema, I hear, is a mirror who falls in the floor and breaks, and any of us take one of the pieces of the mirror and think, this is the truth, no? Or, probably he can take more than one piece. And
we
so,
are definitely ending on that note.
It's Rumi.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Oliver. Thank you all for being here.